We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show. I am your man behind the mic, Scholar Jeff. To my left is Scholar Tarek.
We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late.
Kill all chipmunks. And to his left, back from the Crusades, Scholar Brian. What's up, sir?
Wee wee.
He said wee wee. Say it again!
Wee wee.
If anyone gets that reference, we will golf clap you.
Yes, Scholars of Wrestling. Welcome to Scholars of Rocco's Modern Life.
Damn it, why'd you do that?
Oh, come on.
Son of a bitch.
This is the era of YouTube. They can just pause it and look it up.
Yeah,
but who actually
Why
does
give them
that?
the answer?
Because now they know what to Google but watch the back episodes.
All right, I'll give you that.
Anyway,
Wee
speaking of recovery and wee-wee, this week in wrestling has been a pretty interesting one. Just on the back on the upswing after a very, very poor, pathetic week.
It's a very, well, in my case, it is a very small swing upwards, if you ask me.
I'll say this, okay? I actually paid attention to this Raw instead of last week when I did not.
Did you do what I did? Just refuse to watch Raw?
No, I was at a buddy's place, but I was staring at my phone more than I was watching the TV for last week's Raw.
I don't know.
This week I was actually paying attention because of the fact that they said before the show that there were two big storylines that were going to start up at this show. So they hooked me. What they did with that hook, yeah, but
we'll get into that. But first, let's kick this show off right with a little bit of backstage news.
Indeed. Let us start this show how we always start this show, by peeking behind the curtain and checking in on a little
backstage news.
News. Don't do it.
Damn it!
And the levels are back in the red.
In case anyone was wondering, I tried tackling Brian to prevent the man. No, I hate the man.
You cannot stop the man!
Can we ask you politely to stop the man?
For this episode, sure.
Because he already did it! So of course he's gonna not do it again.
Anyway.
God damn it.
Let's get to backstage news.
Indeed.
First item on the list. Apparently, Mrs. Foley's baby boy is now working for the WWE. Best friends, Dewey Foley is now working for WWE Creative.
And from what I've seen on his Twitter, this could be something good.
Oh yeah, I actually follow him on Twitter. He's definitely got a good mind for everything.
Too bad we have to wait till next year for him to actually, take that creative mind of his and actually, hopefully, put it to good use. And
you should see what the backlash that Mick Foley is getting because of this. It's weird. It's like because he was bashing the WWE, and then all of a sudden he gives a semi-good review of Raw this week, just as the news is coming out that Dewey Foley is becoming a creative writer for the WWE. He's taking some backlash because people are thinking like, oh, you're back on board now because your son is, well, part of the WWE creative team, and
would you support your son? Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Don't be asses about it.
Yeah, Mick Foley actually answered this a couple days later on his Facebook page, saying, "You know what? As much as I love WWE, and as much as I want to criticize it and make it better, I don't want to risk a conflict of interest here by airing all these grievances on my Facebook page while my son is working for the company. I already know Triple H, Stephanie, and Vince. I already have their phone numbers. I can just text them my thoughts."
But we admire your opinion, Nick.
Yeah. I think he closed it out with like, you know what? I may get a few less Facebook likes, but at the end of the day, I'll sleep a lot better at night.
Yeah, because it's like Facebook likes supporting your family.
Or making sure your oldest son doesn't get in trouble with his boss.
Yeah.
Which is your old boss.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get a joining in with Huey and Louie.
Oh, God.
He doesn't have a son named
He
Louie.
went there.
Woo!
DuckTales.
Woo!
All right.
Congratulations, Dewey. Hopefully you'll put WWE back in the right direction.
Have a nice day, Dewey.
Woo!
Okay, stop it.
Wait. Only 5 minutes and we're off the rails completely.
I'd say we went off the rails way before than that.
Yeah, we.
Yes, wee.
Hell, chipmunks.
Speaking of wee, Sami Zayn is coming back.
Wee!
I just got a pat on my nose.
Yes, apparently, according to what he posted on Twitter, he is apparently going to be joining NXT's UK tour.
Good.
So we can still have hope for that Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens WrestleMania match.
Yes, indeed, we can.
Yes, we can, especially since the rumors of the Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens match at WrestleMania were said to be false today.
Ah, boo.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Oh well.
But did you really think that WWE would allow Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar to fight?
Yes.
Really?
I don't think this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it another year. It could happen. WrestleMania 33. Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar. Title.
Okay, speaking from the it may or may not happen files, this is one rumor I know you know about, fool. Apparently some higher-ups from WWE have been looking at recruiting Shinsuke Nakamura.
And you can add Jay Lethal to that list.
And Jay Lethal.
Shinsuke Nakamura?
Yeah.
I think Jeff just jizzed his pants.
No. At first I thought he would actually be happy of this news too when I posted it on our Facebook page. I honestly think your reaction. I read your reaction saying it was disastrous if they do this.
It would be.
I think you're overdoing it.
For Nakamura, it could be.
I don't think it. I honestly don't think it would be as disastrous as you think it will. If he was automatically joining the main roster like what they did with the original Sin Cara, yes, that would be disastrous. But I think they learned from that mistake and actually will work with him to help him understand their ways of wrestling.
Here's my rationale. Nakamura is in his late 30s. That's number one. There's just multiple things that aren't working in his favor. Number two, he's not a native English speaker, which is tough enough to negotiate without being anything else. Number three, right now he's close to home and he's basically one of the biggest wrestling names in Japan right now, if not the world.
Which is why they're looking at him in the first place.
Exactly. But he's also making very good money. Because of New Japan's schedule, he's able to be home a lot more. He's going to get a lot more mileage out of his body the way it is. He's been nursing some injuries lately as it is.
So you're looking at it through Nakamura's point of view.
I'm not done yet. I'm also looking at the money situation because is Nakamura really going to go to North America to just take NXT money at the shot of making it onto the main roster and arguably being misused?
Or are they planning on giving him Del Rio money?
I was thinking, if anything, I was thinking maybe a year. Why not? Because, yeah, he may be 35, but there are wrestlers like John Cena, the top guy. He's like, he's about to reach his 40s. And he's the top guy in WWE. Age, at least 35, isn't such a huge factor.
Right. But what I'm trying to point out is these are all these different things that are not working as factor. Let alone how he could work how he might appeal to a mainstream North American audience. How he's going to be in the eyes of Vince McMahon, who could just, let's face it, doesn't really have the best track record of working with foreigners.
Yeah, it's one thing for Triple H to be looking at him. It's another thing,
which is why
for Vince McMahon.
If this was a Kenta / Hideo Itami situation, then I'd say, okay, Nakamura's got way more charisma than Itami. He can cross over if he learns enough of the language. And that's a big if.
Also, I don't see, like, if you give it time, I think he would be able to adapt very well in North American wrestling.
But this also brings me to my final point, and here's my thought. Nakamura, as we know him, works so well in a New Japan setting with a lot less restrictions and a lot less people trying to write for him or trying to put him in segments or places that he doesn't really work in. If you try and put him in a situation that is anything other than that, it's naturally going to be harmful to what we know Nakamura to be really good at doing, just because it's not the setting that we know he works well in. It's gonna be different at best.
That's main roster. That's if he just jumped automatically into the main roster, and then I would 100% agree with you. I say NXT is a completely different animal.
Where is NXT going?
I'll say this.
Either he stagnates in NXT or he goes up to the main roster and has a very, very high chance of being misused.
I'll say this. Okay. Do I think he should stay in New Japan? Yes. Okay, I do believe that he would be better off staying in New Japan. Would I poo-poo it if he decided to, say, take a year? Okay, get a year-long contract, test the waters, if you will. See if he likes the WWE style and do all that. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and he goes right back to New Japan. So do I think he should stay with New Japan? Yes, but I don't believe that it would be as disastrous as you think. I think that for Nakamura's you need to test the waters if you're gonna do it. So, instead of going all in like you do on Sin Cara, give him like a 6 month to a year long contract, and just be. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then he can go back and be with New Japan, and he's 36. So okay.
They're gonna work well with him. They have Hideo Itami to work with him. They have Daniel Bryan, who he's trained with in the past, to help him out. I can see maybe, if anything, the first 6 months will probably be him adapting to the American style wrestling, and then the rest of it will spend his time in NXT developing his NXT character, which I think he can, because of his charisma. The NXT audience is a lot smarter than with the independent circuits and New Japan than the mainstream audience, which I think he will excel when it comes to NXT. And once some small time in NXT, once his contract's up, he's like, it was fun. I got my name. I developed a name to the North American audience. I got WWE. I could say I got WWE money, and now I can go home back to New Japan, and honestly, it could probably be a better rub for him just spending some time in WWE.
Yeah, you get a year.
If he joined the main roster, I would agree. I would agree with you that he will be completely mishandled. Because Tajiri.
Yeah, my thought is you give him a year in NXT, and then you reevaluate. If it's not working, then you can just let him go. And I got my name out, exactly what Tarek said, and then go back to NJPW and go back to what you were doing. But I think it's a mistake not to take the chance. But I do
at
believe...
At least he got offered.
At least they're looking at him. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the big thing here. The big thing is that is that a major North American company is looking at Nakamura. Okay, that your credentials are set right there. Okay. as I said before, do I believe that he should stay in NJPW? Yes. But there are benefits to him coming over.
Because, and with what you're saying, Fool, I feel like with how you're looking at it, you're probably not like intentionally thinking, oh, they're just going to do Sin Cara all over again and just throw him in without. No. That's how I feel like you're taking it.
No,
because I think Triple H. I think Triple H, when it comes to like what he's been doing with NXT and how much it's been on the rise.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I agree with you, but let's look at it this way. He's either going to stay in NXT and be putting on great matches, but not be getting quite the money that he would be making elsewhere, nor the notoriety, or he is on the main roster of WWE with the booking staff of that mainline show. And at this point, I'm just not convinced that they're ready to really use Nakamura effectively.
He does make a good point about this current writing team might not be the best plan.
But if it's given you time, because they're probably not going to just throw him under the main roster. If anything, they'll probably wait till next year when you actually have someone like Dewey Foley to write with creative.
But even if Dewey Foley did get on here, someone who really would know how to use someone like him, he's just one voice of many. If Nakamura is going to excel in WWE, and NXT is a given, I'm talking about mainline WWE, the main roster, as he deserves, if he really is going to be used to his maximum potential, a lot of stars are going to have to align, a lot of names and minds are going to have to be changed, and it's, in order to make it work and make this entire move worth it, a lot of things are going to have to change, and a lot of things and a lot of stars and planets are going to have to align. Because otherwise, this is, in my eyes, from a fan's perspective, from a wrestler's perspective, from everyone's perspective, this seems like a pretty big risk.
Triple H would have to be the head honcho for it to work completely in his favor. In Nakamura's favor. In Nakamura's favor. But I do understand where Tarek is coming from as well.
Right. Again, this is pure speculation.
Yeah, there's a lot of
number of things could happen.
There's a lot of variables in this.
I would just love to see him on NXT TV. I would just love to see hell at an NXT event. He said he wants to face Daniel Bryan. I would love to see that because these guys have worked each other in the past and they're very good friends.
Again, I'd love to see it, and I'd love to see it too.
Well, first
whether
of all,
or not
Daniel
it can
Bryan,
be pulled off well or at all at this point, that's another question.
They'd have to clear Daniel Bryan for actual competition,
and
because Vince McMahon's a freaking moron.
And with the time frame, it's not going to be like an overnight thing. They're not just going to automatically throw him. He'll just have his debut match, establish himself, give it time, and hopefully at that point Daniel Bryan will be cleared to at least wrestle.
Well, he's been cleared by actual doctors for like 7 months now.
Hey, now we're just digressing.
Yeah.
But I think we've reached as much of a consensus as we can.
They're probably saving him for the Rumble. That's just my opinion.
There are pros and cons to Nakamura.
Again,
being in a North American company. It doesn't even have to be the WWE. Just him coming over to North America, there's pros and there's cons, as there are with most. But
yeah, if nothing else, Ring of Honor made it work. But again, now we're digressing. If it happens,
it's a big story.
Yeah.
So
right now it's just sort of a rumor. If anything actually more concrete happens, we'll revisit this.
And Jay Lethal, and we didn't even mention Jay Lethal. If he joins, he joins. There you go.
Yeah, American, totally different bag.
Yeah, guess how influential he was in TNA. You think it's gonna be any better in the WWE?
Again, it worked for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he worked in Ring of Honor. Yeah,
stay in ROH. You were the champion there.
You're the champion there. You got WWE interested. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, you're not gonna get. You didn't really have that much of an impact in TNA when you were in there. I wasn't even going for the pun, but that's what came out. There you go.
That was clever. I didn't even catch that. Clever.
And do you really think you're gonna do? If anything, you'll be an auxiliary member of the New Day. That's it.
Oh, God! I didn't even think of that.
Anyway, moving on. Speaking of boo...
Wait, did we just boo the New Day?
No, we didn't.
No, we booed random ass new members of the New Day.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to throw this in backstage news just because I don't know where else to put it. Apparently, Joey Ryan has been blowing up the internet.
Well, yeah, because apparently he used his penis to
win a test of strength.
To win a test of strength.
Oh my God, I saw that video.
Yeah. Hey,
did it really need to be brought up?
It's innovative, right? It's innovative, right?
Just because I think Joey Ryan is funny.
Huh?
He's funny, as in Santino funny.
He invented the boobs flex.
He's insignificant at best.
Okay.
That's it.
Jesus Christ.
Considering this guy came out of TNA and at least made his name there, hey. It's one.
I don't even think he made his name there. He made his name
with Johnson
at the Independence.
Well,
before
so did Val Venus, but you like him.
I love Val Venus.
He went to TNA.
Hello, ladies.
He went to TNA, shit the bed, and now he's using his body parts to win test of strength in some random ass.
It's DDT, one of the bigger promotions in Japan.
Okay.
You don't care, do you?
Yippee.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who else made a name for themselves or a presence in TNA? Grado.
Yeah, he did.
Going with Al Snow? Yeah, sure.
Going with Al Snow and going with Drew Galloway.
Yeah.
See, it's not all bad.
And
Like a prayer.
Like a prayer and that amazing ICW title match a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, so that was a good...
Drew Galloway, man, WWE fucked up with you, dude.
Yes, indeed.
I'm better than this.
And apparently, he really is.
Anyway.
Wasted talent.
Talking about all this international stuff, let's bring it back to our home territory.
That is a great segue. I applaud. Wow, that was awesome.
Okay.
That was no. Yeah. I really did. That was actually like, wow. I didn't even think about that. Brilliant.
Yes, Monday Night Raw. There were a few nuggets of joy to talk about this week.
Maybe like 2 or 3, in my opinion.
Starting off right at the beginning, for me at least. For once, Monday Night Raw started not with a Authority segment, but with a New Day segment.
Kind of.
Yes.
Just continue with what happened in this segment, because this is a very confusing segment for me.
New Day came out, Sheamus came out, they were sort of celebrating his new title reign. And then Xavier Woods mentioned Evo.
I heard that.
Xavier Woods mentioned Evo in the middle of Raw. And
Jeff lost
and that'll automatically get Jeff's attention.
Well, number one, they had me at New Day, let's face it.
They have everybody at New Day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Whether you love or you hate them, as soon as their music hits, you're transfixed to the screen.
Yes, indeedy.
This was a very weird segment for me, because I'm just like, the New Day calling in Sheamus, the guy who they abandoned at Survivor Series. Continuity. Boom.
Continuity. What's that?
This is probably them trying to get back in his good graces.
Well, I was just like, the one real problem I have right now with Sheamus is that with this segment and just how he's just going on, how he's being champion, he's being booked as a transitional champion.
It's poor booking. We all know.
Like, I can see Sheamus be pretty much the top heel of WWE for one reason. He established himself. He is whether we think so, most of us think so or not, he's established himself as a big name. He's other than really the Intercontinental title, he's won everything you can singles wise. He's won the Royal Rumble. He's won the the match you can get at WrestleMania for that. He's won the King of the Ring. He's won the Money in the Bank. He's won the World Heavyweight title.
Lincoln.
He won the United States title. He's won pretty much everything you can. He's established himself as a big name. It's just they're booking him, like I said, as a transitional champion. I was expecting this promo to be like, "Oh, thank you so much, guys," and then you slowly see him start becoming, more maniacal and saying, "Yeah, I also didn't appreciate you guys, trying to get back on my good graces, for abandoning me at the Survivor Series match." And then you see New Day slowly start to get a little, "Oh no, we were just worried about Big E. It wasn't anything against you." And then, if anything, I can actually, if you want to get good heat, I don't know why I keep trying to book this particular moment. I want to see Big E take out, bro kicks someone of the New Day, and just basically take them out. And
you
basically
want to see Big E.
I want to see it. You know what? Thank you. I didn't even realize. I guess it's just him bro kicking Big E. Sheamus bro kick Big E and take out Kofi and Xavier Woods just so he can get heel heat because the New Day is so popular.
Here's the problem with that thing, though. The New Day is popular with the smart fans. They are not popular with the casuals. So him taking out in the WWE's logic these days, okay, the bad guys need to stick together. Which is why the New Day is trying to get back in Sheamus' good graces, and Sheamus allows it. Okay, if he was booked the way he was coming into the company, just badass, beating the crap out of everybody, I don't give a crap.
I was hoping he'd go back to that.
No, but the way they've been booking him since he came back and won the briefcase, you should have realized that was never going to happen.
It's just poor booking. That's what that is.
The entire... Him winning the briefcase was something where I was like, okay, let's see where they're going to go with this. And then he lost every match for like 4 months straight. This is the perfect example of how you do. The last 2 years are perfect examples of what to do with the Money in the Bank reign and what not to do with the Money in the Bank reign. Seth Rollins, okay, perfect Money in the Bank holder. How he did it. Okay, Sheamus? No.
Yeah, Sheamus is more of a victim of poor booking, and that's ultimately the shortest way I can put it.
I just got one quick question before I say my piece. Did Sheamus have the briefcase when he was feuding with Orton?
Yes.
Okay, then that makes my point even stronger. The one difference you're saying it was when he came back he was started to be booked poorly. I don't think so.
Well,
it's like it was how he came back as a dominant force. Hell, in storyline wise, he's the one who took out Daniel Bryan. He started off great when he came back as a heel. It was when he won the briefcase.
I misspoke. That was what I meant. The Kiss My Arse stuff with Dolph Ziggler was weird.
I'll give
best.
You that. That was weird, but it's just the fact that he came back as pretty much a badass.
Like you're coming back as the biggest heel in the company at that point, other than Seth Rollins, because you took out the Golden Boy. You took him out. You gave him a concussion or whatever you did with what you did to him to put him out for God knows how long. Okay, and then you're doing Kiss My Arse matches with Dolph Ziggler, which was weird, but it was a good match. And then,
which he initially kind of won that feud.
He did win that feud, and then they gave him the Money in the Bank briefcase, and you're like, this is big, okay? Because he just came back. You're building him up as a monster heel. This could be good. Let's have 2 good Money in the Bank reigns in a row. And then he beats Randy Orton once. And in a 4-month span after that, I don't know if he won a match. To be completely honest, other than one pay-per-view match against Randy Orton, whether it was SummerSlam or the one after that,
It was the Intercontinental Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I'm bringing that bone back up. Yeah, that terrible excuse of an Elimination Chamber. Yeah,
you lost to Ryback, man. You lost to Ryback, and now you're the champion. What do you think we're gonna do?
Again, another instance of really poor booking.
which I think,
Of course, we're gonna shit on your reign. That's it.
see, the one way I look at it, Sheamus' title reign just for 2 weeks. I feel like it's being booked like how Seth Rollins began his title reign. Not very strong, where everyone's thinking, oh my god, your title reign is so terrible. What is wrong with you? Why did they do this? Like, we don't need to have that time span with Sheamus. This should have been his twist from being a comical heel, pretty much is what he has been, at least booking-wise. Like, he shouldn't have been all happy-go-lucky, I'm the champion, look at me, yada yada, oh, and I look good with my suit and my belt, which I can be honest, he kind of did look good with that belt, but still, I do look good, don't I? Ha ha, I'm the champion, punch!
It didn't suit him.
It just doesn't fit his character. It really, it's like, he should be turning back into that badass who doesn't care. But instead he's, how I said a couple times, booked as a transitional champion, and then he turns around, gets punched in the face by Roman Reigns out of nowhere, and Roman Reigns temporarily steals the title. Which, am I the only one that was kind of shocked at how the commentating team was kind of reacting to this? Which
the commentary team,
which really, they were not having any sort of reaction. They're like, oh, he has the belt. Which, if you look at Dean Ambrose back when he stole the Intercontinental Championship from Wade Barrett, they made that a bigger deal. Oh
JBL
my God,
was going nuts.
Yeah, and JBL did none of them. They were just talking about, oh, how awesome Roman Reigns is getting retribution. They punched Roman Reigns. Yeah. Oh yeah, and he took the belt.
You want to talk about lethargic?
I hate it.
Okay, that the commentary for Raw, other than when the New Day was commentating, was that this week or last week?
New Day commentating?
I
didn't watch last week, so
I don't even remember.
Wow, it's one of those weeks.
Raw. Yeah,
but
I don't think they did. It may have been last week.
The commentary team is bad normally, okay, but they took it to a new level this week. I could have muted it and had a better time. I didn't need anything of what they said the entire time, the 3 hours. This commentary team just doesn't work.
Or at least it's getting very tired. It's not the same as it once was. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But of course, this Sheamus and the New Day were not the only things of note on this week's Raw. We did have a certain segment with the Wyatt family and the Dudley Boys and Tommy Dreamer with new music, which tells me that he's going to be around for a while. What is going on?
I actually thought that Tommy Dreamer was coming in to do the Chris Jericho role. You know, like come in for a random match.
Yeah, okay, show up and do the job.
And then lose to Braun Strowman. Which did happen. Okay, but I did not expect that. I thought that this was going to be a massacre. It was going to be over. It was going to be done. But no, they're building this up. This is going to be the tables match.
Yeah.
At TLC, I did not expect that they were going to build it up by Bray Wyatt going through a table.
I did not expect that either.
Actually, I wasn't expecting that either. But just from how, unless they get a fourth guy, I don't think Bray Wyatt's going to be in this match.
And I also find it funny that Bray Wyatt sold it like death. Like he could barely walk to the back under his own power by just. Well,
that's because Bray Wyatt is awesome.
By just falling lightly through a table.
Team player Bray.
Yeah.
Good guy Bray.
Good guy Bray.
Yeah, still, in any case, it was still a lot of fun to see Tommy Dreamer back. It did give the show a whole big injection of just sheer surprise.
And I liked the promo. I liked the promos of both the Dudley Boyz and Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, be careful of what you say, because you let us in there, we might like it and decide to stay.
I like the one thing.
He's used that before. So
the one thing I like about it, the one thing I do like about it is now the roles are reversed. This time it's someone going after the Wyatts.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's been usually the Wyatts going after someone.
Well, admittedly, the Wyatts did start it.
Well, they started it, but at least someone is actually... At least they're actually having someone be like, you know what? We're going to go after you now. Instead of you going after someone else. I just think like, oh, we were just caught in the middle of, you know, the frustrations of the Wyatt family taking a big squash beating by Taker and Kane.
Big squash beating.
There you go. Yeah.
BSB.
BSB. Nice. Hashtag BSB.
There you go.
Big squash beating.
So, yeah, it's just...
Slobber Knocker 2.0, that is.
The only reason Bray Wyatt was just pushed, like, it was really... The best way to do it, it was just pure luck. It was just like, oh, I have an opportunity. Push.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt's just standing there yelling at them, and Bubba Ray Dudley's like, I'm about to get fucked up.
So it's like I might as well just take a chance, because I may not be standing after this. Oh no, Bray Wyatt went through a table. Wyatt family. Oh no!
Oh no!
And then the Dudleys and Tommy Dreamer, get the hell out of here!
Oh, that was great. Hey, hopefully that ends up being a halfway decent match for TLC. So now, it's not just a
now the question is, will it be elimination style tables, or will it just be because it would bring it down a little bit if it was just, hey, one random dude can go through a table and the match is over.
Brian, I think you just answered your own question just by that logic.
Yeah,
just think it's WWE.
Yeah, we're gonna get the one. Oh, guess what? Tommy Dreamer got pushed off the or Bray Wyatt's got to do the same thing to Bubba Ray Dudley that Bubba Ray Dudley just did to him.
Matchup. Oh, jeez.
Hey,
I hope it's elimination too, but yeah.
Hey,
but it's not Survivor Series.
I know, right?
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Anywho, moving down the list, we apparently also had a pretty good Divas match in Charlotte versus Becky Lynch.
It was good, but the thing I'm more impressed by is that, hey, we're actually getting a somewhat legitimate, like, good storyline for the Divas here, because at this point, I don't know who the heel is.
What I like about it, it's Charlotte taking Ric Flair's dirtiest player in the game and using it to her advantage.
That's pretty much what this is.
I just love one thing. Two things. One, I love Ric Flair's reaction to was like, "Whoa, you even caught me off guard. That was awesome! Woo!" And then Charlotte, and I like that Charlotte backstage segment when Becky's like, "Why'd you do that?" And Charlotte's like, "Wake up, Becky. We're not in NXT anymore. We're in the quote unquote big leagues now. Mm-hmm. Wake up!"
And I like
stupid,
that there's
stupid.
I like that there's got to be a tug of war kind of thing going now, and in this case, because I'm such a big fan of Becky Lynch, this is great for me. This is great. I like the tug of war, and I like that she's the main focus, really.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff from Becky and good stuff from Charlotte. And now we're moving on to the main event of the evening. A formation of a brand new stable.
Ugh!
The League of Nations.
Ugh!
And the New Day defeated Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and the Usos.
I think
still, honestly, what was your reaction to the name League of Nations?
Well, Brian said this before we recorded, they're stealing from a
It's
WWE
a video game storyline!
They're stealing from WWE 12, you said?
Yes! It's a video game storyline. Legitimately. Okay, and it would be different if they had, like, good people.
Rusev's not good?
Okay, Sheamus, Barrett, and Rusev make sense due to the storylines in recent weeks. Okay, Barrett and Sheamus have been teaming up for a couple months now. Rusev has been helping out Sheamus. Where the fuck did Del Rio come from? That's it.
Mexico?
In what part of any storyline does Del Rio have any business doing with these three?
Your guess
He's
is
from
as
Mexico.
And where's
un-Americans?
Where's Jack Swagger to help out the face team?
There's always next week.
No, you do that shit now.
Well, I'm
Jack Swagger. I don't know if that's unfortunate or not. The guy getting the second biggest pops in your damn company. Okay.
I'll just say this. It definitely caught me by surprise.
That it did.
And
Is it a good surprise?
Maybe.
If they book it right, maybe. But
well, it didn't.
With how I've been complaining with how they've been booking the leader of this newly formed stable, I think we may have a problem. At least when it comes to booking these four guys, because now it's stable formation for both sides. Because you gotta have Roman Reigns and of course you can't have Roman Reigns without having Dean Ambrose help being his lackey with the Usos. And if you can't tell with how I was just grinding my teeth there, I hate this. Only because it's Dean Ambrose being Roman Reigns' lackey.
All I care about at this point in time
that he's Roman Reigns' lackey as much as he's Roman Reigns' Robin.
Lackey. I'm sorry, Robin's a lackey.
And let's face it, Dean
He's
Ambrose,
a sidekick, and that's almost as bad.
Dean Ambrose is getting a title match at TLC, so I'm not going so far as to say lackey. They are good friends. Dean Ambrose will back him up when he's getting annihilated by 7 men. I'm not going so far yet as to say lackey. We will see in the coming weeks. But okay. First of all, the if it was the 3, yes, it makes sense. But where is Del Rio coming from? Where this came out of nowhere and not in a good way.
They want to book new top heels, I guess, and Del Rio is one of them.
They don't need any more big-time heels. They need more faces.
Here's the problem. You already have him in a storyline, and that storyline doesn't coincide, apparently, with the main event storyline. You have him in a storyline with Jack Swagger, okay? Jack Swagger does not get beaten up so badly that he can't come out to be a part of this team later on that night. Where is Jack Swagger? It's like they're retconning the whole thing. So it's...
Well, I guess to answer that, to add on to that, what does Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens have anything to do with this particular storyline?
Well, this is going off of...
The only reason Kevin Owens wasn't on TV is because he was under the weather this week. They gave him time off because he was under the weather. I'm saying this right now, WWE. Please don't let Kevin Owens join this group or be any affiliation with this group.
I actually thought he would because he's from a different country.
He's French Canadian.
from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So
Please don't do it. Have him. You know what? Have him try to offer it to him, and he just simply says no.
Any money in it? Not really. Then no.
Then bye. I could be perfectly honest. I could.
Au revoir.
Oh,
I'm a prize fighter. What can you do for me? I'm not giving you a title shot. Well, then you could go that way.
And it would make sense for his character.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Except this is the WWE we are talking about.
And let me ask you this. You said it before. You just said it. They need faces. How would you react if they turned Kevin Owens' face and have him stay as this character who just doesn't care unless it benefits him?
I'd have him be hardcore tweener till the end of time.
If they did that and handled it well, I honestly believe you would have new Stone Cold.
I think so.
I honestly don't think Kevin Owens should be a face or a heel.
I
just be that dude who's like, "Oh, you messed with me. You're gonna die now." And then it doesn't matter
Stone Cold.
who it is.
That's Stone Cold, pretty much. And he was a face.
And it can be done in a way where he's still the same character, but he can be positioned as a good guy.
Exactly.
Same, like the exact opposite of what New Day is doing now. They're kind of like, they're sort of goody two-shoes happy guys, but they're positioned as bad guys. They're positioned as jerks. It can be done. So faces and heels, the concept is not retired yet. It just looks differently than what Vince McMahon seems to think it does.
It's funny, our potential idea for Kevin Owens is a lot more interesting than what's going on with this League of Nations.
And I love that the crowd absolutely just shit on it.
They don't
just
care.
Like there was
because
silence.
There's nothing to care about.
There was. We are the League of Nations.
I was hoping a
pin drop,
like cricket. I was.
That was the exact moment I turned off the TV.
But like, this could have been something good. There's just one problem. All 4 guys were booked in stupid storylines. Rusev is just coming off this whole thing with Lana and Dolph Ziggler.
Barrett with Neville.
And Barrett was losing with and getting his ass kicked by, I'm not even going to say Neville because, Neville's good. R-Truth. Exactly! Your little chuckle there just proved my point.
Yeah, but let me say that going off of what you just said about Neville. Okay, you want Wade Barrett to be part of a big main event storyline, okay? Adrian Neville is not main event. As much as he possibly should be.
Here's the thing.
He's not. And you have him going up against R-Truth, the likes of R-Truth, and Neville, losing half the time. And then suddenly he's in a main event storyline.
I would say 75% of the time, more than half. But
and now he's in a main event storyline. Why?
Because he was in a tag team with Sheamus before he cashed in. Duh.
Yeah, stupid.
Stupid. See, and then you have Del Rio, who just came back and was in a most confusing storyline ever.
He's just...
Which, I side with Brian. What does this mean? But I'll ask that you guys later. Hint, hint. Scholar talk. Hint, hint. Not judged.
Well, that answers my next question. Do you have anything for Scholar's Quick Talk?
Oh, that really? We're just done talking about that?
Well,
okay.
Is there anything more to say about this? It's so early on. I mean,
you know what? Okay, nothing else to say about this. Book it right. Book it right. These 4. If you want these guys to be your top 4 heels, wrestler-wise, book them right. Book them as big heels that are actually legit threat, not just a transitional storyline for Roman Reigns. Because that's how they're booked now.
And this is the WWE we're talking about.
Prove us wrong, WWE.
Don't
Save us,
drop that stupid and drop the stupid idea of trying to. I'm not even gonna go at it again because we talked about it all last week. I'm just gonna simply say, don't book Roman Reigns as Daniel Bryan.
It won't work.
It's not working because we can see through you. Okay,
right.
Scholar's Quick Talk.
What do you got for us?
All right, I kind of hinted at it, but I'm gonna just say the first one. What does this mean with Alberto Del Rio now being a member of the League of Nations? What does this mean for the Mex Americans?
It's being shelved for the moment, and they can be brought back up at any time as it's needed.
There was talk earlier this week about them just scrapping the whole thing, and with this whole League of Nations storyline, I could see it.
What a waste of talent, Zeb Coulter.
I see what you did there.
Okay. Next, with now the Lucha Dragons back in the title hunt for the, tag team titles, will the Lucha Dragons win the tag team titles before Kalisto does a singles run?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now going back to Brian's favorite stable, the League of Nations. Will the League of Nations have their own theme song, or will they just use either Sheamus or the Authorities?
If they don't have their own theme song, it's already a fail.
Agreed.
All right. Now I'm just trying to picture what their theme song would be. Would it be like just some generic
butt rock?
It'll be the Un-Americans theme song from back then, just, updated.
Yeah, played purely on kazoos.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll probably be more interesting whenever they do come up with.
All right.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, now we're going back to our boys, the Wyatt family. Where do they go after this feud with the remains of ECW?
They turn face and feud with the League of Nations.
Okay.
In a perfect world.
No, can't do Sting.
Nah, can't do Sting.
Nice, Brian.
All right.
Can't do Sting because he doesn't have a neck.
All right.
And freaking neck.
I have one more. I kind of hinted at it earlier, but now I'm using it as a Scholar's Quick Talk because you guys didn't react to it. Daniel Bryan returns at the Royal Rumble.
That would be a great way to finish it up, especially if, from what it seems like,
Daniel Bryan returns but doesn't win.
Daniel Bryan returns and actually wins. At the same time, Roman Reigns has a title shot late on that same night. So something that just keeps him out. I don't care if he wins the title that night, and then Daniel Bryan actually goes on and wins the Royal Rumble, possibly setting up for a Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan WrestleMania. If done right, that can work.
Anything, Brian?
Daniel Bryan comes back, doesn't win.
What if?
Because that's just WWE. That's just WWE. Daniel Bryan makes a triumphant comeback and gets eliminated 5 spots later.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't think that the WWE is ever going to trust Daniel Bryan's head and neck area in order to give him a title shot again. I just don't. Maybe a shot, but they won't have him win it. That's their way of going. If you get look at Dolph Ziggler. Okay, he got 4 concussions in a row. Okay, he'll never be champion again. Daniel Bryan has neck surgery, comes back, gets in a ladder match, and decides it's a good idea to do dueling headbutts. Gives himself a concussion and a neck injury again. I don't think the way that the WWE works, Daniel Bryan will never get another title run.
I can.
Okay.
Well, I could see him at least trying to go for the title again. Will he win? I won't be surprised because similar situation happened with Austin, and I think they'll book him more than just properly than just throwing him into a ladder match. Morons. It's the only reason Daniel Bryan did the net headbutt thing because he thought his neck was fine, which in the end turned out it wasn't the case because come on, really
That's
think about
wrestling.
this. He just came back from neck surgery. You really want to throw the guy in a ladder match? Like I said,
it's Vince McMahon booking, and as long as Vince McMahon is here, Daniel Bryan will not be champion again. Back.
Okay.
Okay, you think he wins? What do you see him coming in as number 30? If he would win,
possibly. if they're doing a surprise, then maybe it's very likely they could do a Daniel Bryan 30. If not 30, then much later in like a 26 or 27 role.
awesome.
So yeah, that's
I definitely think the yes. Well, that's what I got with Scholars Trick Talk. I actually do think we need the yes movement.
Yeah, if they can, I really hope he comes back. But hey, there's a lot to this story that's still yet to be written, so we'll see. Still lots of time to the Royal Rumble. But in the meantime, we want to know what you think. Yes, you, the person listening to this podcast right now. So of course you can get into contact with us through all the usual means. Leave a comment on this video. Like it if you like what you hear. Subscribe if you want to hear more. You can also find us on Facebook at the Scholars of Wrestling Show. Leave us a comment. Like our page. Get all of our new episodes as soon as they go up. And you can also follow us on our Twitter machines at ScholarsOW. You can also get my individual Twitter page at I'm Robbie Rage. Fool, where can I reach you?
I'm at the Avataric.
And Mr. Brian.
At Atomic Beanpole.
Atomic Beanpole?
Yeah.
At Atomic People.
Wee.
Wee.
Yeah.
Wee. Anyway.
Say it again.
Wee.
You know who we are. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
Just watch this whole league of 4 horsemen nations.
Wee.
Will actually be like the most successful thing they'll do. And I say that with the biggest sarcasm.
Blasphemy!
With the biggest sarcasm ever.
Considering he's gonna be dead by